This is my Cinder Steel magicka DK build. I chose this clip for the intro because stamina Nightblades seem to be the scariest thing for this build to fight. But I chose the clip because, as you can see, their burst is pretty vicious, but you'll see in a few seconds that if you can survive that burst, it's pretty much all she wrote. You'll win the fight if you can survive their initial burst. Other enemies, Templars, that's just a tank fight. You know, Sorks, keep your scales up. You shouldn't have too much of a problem unless they're insanely skilled, and then obviously Nightblade. So, all right. So for gear, I'm using 3-piece Archmage for the magicka recovery and spell damage. You're gonna want the necklace and 2 pieces of your armor. For the rings, I'm using the Cyrodiil's light set, the 2-piece, just for spell damage. I'm also running 5-piece Magnus, the recovery, max magicka, spell damage, and chance to negate a spell. Super helpful, really good set, I love it. And the last set bonus for this build is the Torugs Pact. I dual wield 2 swords of Torugs Pact. It gives me the extra spell damage, but I also get the Twin Blade and Blunt passive, which ups my damage by 5%. Really nice set. That's it for set bonuses. Let's get into the skills. Okay, so for my offensive bar, most of my abilities are pretty staple, meaning, you know, pretty necessary for the build, but a few of them you can swap out to your liking. But the first ability is going to be Flame Lash. Obviously, it's your spammable ability. It's got a free follow-up attack that heals. Really nice. Burning Embers, high sustained Fire Dot. It's pretty necessary, super low cost. I like it a lot. Keeps the pressure on. Burning Talons. Every Dragon Knight uses Burning Talons. It'll help proc your Flame Lash. It's good to have. Any sort of CC, keeps people off your friendlies. It's a nice ability. Dragonfire Scales, reflecting projectiles back for 35% more damage, whether that be a meteor or crystal frags. Keeps all those ranged attackers at bay. It's really nice. Engulfing Flames I use every now and again. Sometimes I'll use Fossilize. Sometimes I'll put Entropy there. You know, that one you can swap out for whatever. Shooting Star, my very favorite ability. I'm a Dark Elf Dragon Knight with fire, damage. That's my favorite. But I swap it out for Take Flight and Ferocious Leap. If I'm feeling bursty, I'll use Take Flight, but most of the time I do use Ferocious Leap. This is my defensive bar. I run 2 shields, Healing Ward and Harness Magicka. Those are both pretty helpful, pretty necessary. If I was going to swap anything off, I'd maybe be Healing Ward for a mutagen or something, but I like Healing Ward and Harness Magicka. Coagulated Blood, I use that one because you don't get the stamina buff if you're using Tripots from Green Dragon Blood, because the Tripots and Green Dragon Blood have that very same buff, so it's kind of a waste. So I use the Coagulated Blood morph. Elusive Mist, obviously pretty staple. I use Entropy to buff myself up with that Empower and Major Sorcery, and then Bat Swarm. And those are my skills.